What's up, Underdogs? Today's guest is Jasmine Jazzy LaVan from Goshen, New York, a young flag football athlete already building a strong name for herself in the game. Today, we're talking growth, pressure, setbacks, and the journey behind the highlights. This is the Underdog's Voice Podcast. I'm Coach Q. Let's get it. What's going on? How you doing today? How was school and all that good stuff?
I'm good. How are you?
I am excellent. So, glad to have you on. All right?
Thank you.
No problem. But listen, you started playing at a crazy young age, right? So what do you remember most about those early years?
I remember mostly I played up. I was 4 playing 6U. I remember that my sister did it, and, like, growing up, my family was always super big on football, and when I saw it, I was like, "I wanna do that." So that's kinda where it started for me.
Okay. All right. So was it fun at first, or were you competitive right away?
I've always been a competitive person, so for me, it was, like, competitive, like, I always wanted to score touchdowns, like, I always wanted to do all that stuff. So, like, especially, like, getting to travel became more and more, like, serious for me.
Okay. And what made you let the game out early? And when did you
Um
my bad. And when did you first start feeling like this was really your thing?
It was more for me, like I said, like, when I started playing travel, like, I kinda just got, like, exposed to, like, more stuff and how, like, there's, like, levels to, like, playing any sport that you do, and I just knew, like, I wanted to always be at the highest level, and I knew that's football and it was what I wanted to do, so, yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. So when did you start realizing people were really noticing your game, and things like that?
Mostly, like, when I started, training, it was mostly, like, I trained a lot, like, around the boys, so it's kinda like it was good for me to, like, meet new people, and then, like, it would just grew from more and more because I was training out in Connecticut, so it just kinda like I was meeting people, and people were getting to know me from all different types of places.
Mm-hmm. All right. So what was this? I said what was that? Oh, boy, I'm getting tongue twisted. All right. So what was that like for you at that age? Did you feel excited? Did pressure come with that too?
It was at first, it was, like, a little bit pressuring me because like, the boys at that time, I was, like, 7 or 8, and they were all, like, 12, 13. So it's kinda just, like, I was, like, training with, like, older people, but at that time, like, none of it really, like, mattered to me, really. I was just going there to get better for myself, and then people would, like, notice me out there.
Okay. How do you handle that type of pressure? Knowing that you gotta play
Um,
against boys and stuff like that. How do you handle that type of pressure?
Mostly I just try to, like, do my own thing and then, like, know that, like, it's always good to, like, compete against other people, and if I was upset, I would kinda try to, like, recenter myself to get back because really I was just there to get better for me.
Okay, I like that. I like that. I like that. Good. That's some focused stuff. Just not worrying about anything else and just going there to try to get better for you. You know what, girl, I like that. You grew up a little bit right there. uh, so, your dad has been a big part of your story, right?
Mhm.
So, what role has he played in all this for you?
Really mainly like every role really. He's always like been there for me. He's always the first one in my corner and helped me to train and stuff like that. So even like when, he brings out the best in me, even on my good or bad days. So I'm always appreciated him for everything.
Has he helped you how has he helped you the most? I know you say training and stuff like that. So is that the biggest thing? Because he used to
Yeah,
play football.
yeah, he played football, like, mostly about, like, him just, like, teaching me stuff, like, on and off the field that,
Hmm.
like, would help me, A, become a better player and a better person. So, it's not only impacting me as a player, but, like, on and off the field, which I really appreciate.
Okay, okay. So what else has been big for you? Or who else have been big for you in this moment?
Really, like, all the people I've met along the way, like, all my teammates, my coaches, like, it's always just, like, growing like, seeing other girls in the same sport as me was always good because I feel like built like friendships throughout. So like always meeting more people and more teammates have always like, been a part of my journey. Like there's been people that I still friends with now that have been a part of my journey with me since I started. So it's always great meeting new people.
Okay, good. So what kind of like support matters the most when you're growing up in this game?
Mostly support from my parents, but my mom and my dad have always been there for me just to support me through like the good days, the bad days, just them being there always for me has always supported me mainly the most in everything that I've done in this football journey.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. So let me ask you before I get to the big stage part, right? And this
Mhm.
I don't even this is like me asking because I think on your page you play other sports.
Yeah.
You play basketball.
Mhm.
How good are you?
I mean, I'm pretty good in my season, so I thought I'm pretty good.
All right, because I'm a basketball coach. That's why I asked.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I saw you playing some basketball, as you could tell in the background.
Mhm.
But because I saw some of your basketball stuff too. You are pretty good. I
Thank
was like,
you.
and I was going, I was like, she play basketball too. Okay,
Yep.
okay. So is it just basketball and football, or do you play anything else?
Mainly just like basketball and football. That's always like what I've liked the most. I've always played those since I was younger. But in middle school, I played some volleyball too. So it
And
was
look,
cool.
I was a volleyball coach also, so so I
Oh,
was
you
a
coached it all.
football coach. Same thing you like playing. I was all those coaches. Like when my son was younger, I coached football. My daughter was cheerleading. So then I started coaching basketball. Then when my daughter saw my son, when my daughter saw my son playing basketball, she wanted to play basketball. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And then I got asked to coach volleyball at a private school. So I started doing that. Then my daughter wanted to play volleyball. So
Yeah.
yeah,
She's doing it
yeah.
all.
So all right, so let me ask you an important question about that. Do you think playing all three of those sports made you a better athlete?
Yeah, I feel like just being like well rounded because they're kind of like different but same in the same way. So like basketball wise, like having like good footwork and like good hand eye coordination to get steals from like catching the football. So it kind of like all
Mhm.
tied together for me.
So let me ask you another important question, because this is a question that like is real big right now, especially with all the injuries going around. Do you think if you would have just concentrated on one sport, would you be as good as you are right now in
Um,
all your sports?
I feel like I don't think I'd be as good as I am if I just like I do my main concentration in all my sports is obviously football, but like basically like for me, it's all like in different seasons. So like I always play sports in school, so like I'm never like home like early and stuff. So
Mhm.
just like being like in shape, all that stuff, always being active has like helped me to obviously it's better than sitting around doing nothing for me. So I think like learning new things, like always doing footwork, always staying on top of that and the small things in my different sports has always helped me become better at.
Now look, kudos to your father.
I'm
I mean, because and how old are you right now?
13.
13 years old, and
Mhm.
most people quit sports by the time they're the age of 13.
Yeah, no, I couldn't imagine my life without sports.
70% of youth quit sports um by the time they turn 13 years old.
Oh, that's crazy.
I know, right? But it's
Yeah.
because they specialize too early. This is what I mean. That's out there too, but this is what I basically think that it's because they specialize too early. For
Mhm.
one, so they get burned out off of one sport. Um,
Yeah.
like you played three sports, so you're not getting tired of that one sport playing it all year round. You going for football, you know what I mean? Then you're going to basketball, then you're going to volleyball. However the sequence is, football your main sport, right? So doing those other sports is helping you miss playing football. Is
Yeah,
that like
definitely.
correct?
Yeah, like every
And
Sunday
you're
at
not getting
basketball, like
bored with
I wish I
football.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're not getting bored with football. So I get it. I'm glad you play more than one sport, and it shows when I'm looking at your film that how athletic you are. So keep
Thank
on doing it,
you.
even through high school, even through high school. Keep on doing it because They got flag football in high school now
Yeah, I
and in
played for my
college.
school team. Mhm.
All right, so let's get to the big stage. You have already played in nationals, USA events, and big tournaments. When that stage got bigger, what changed for you?
Um, Mostly, like, there was always, like, pros and cons to it, like, one of the things that changed for me most was, like, how upset I would get, like, when it went bad for me, like, things have
Mm,
gone bad for me and good, but, like, mostly, like, when it got bad for me of how much I would show that I cared, and, like, I would usually use that as, like, fuel to, like, get better and stuff, and then, like, the more I enjoyed it too in the good times, so it's kinda like pros and cons to how big the stage got, but it's good to that I compete amongst people as good as myself too. But yeah, it's always been, like, pros and cons when it comes to the big stage because a lot of good stuff has gotten good and a lot of bad stuff has been not so good.
okay. So did the game feel different? Did the pressure feel different? What what did those moments or what did those moments teach you about yourself?
Mostly to face adversity in the good and the bad ways for me, which is to like, even when things go good and bad for me, because I like put pressure on myself a little bit because I know my expectations and I don't ever want to settle for something that's less than my expectations. So for me, it's always going out there
Mm,
and giving 100%.
I like that. I really like
Yeah.
that answer. You know, you have high expectations for yourself. When pressure hits, you don't fold.
Hmm.
Is that what you're saying? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Always, if you look on my Instagram, you will always see my tagline that says, shoot, I can't even say it right now. It does slip. Pressure reveals training, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
So meaning by like you just said, when you got high expectations for yourself. So when you feel that pressure, it really don't phase you like that. Am I
Mhm.
correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it really don't phase you like that because for one, you know what your motive is, and that's to get better. Even when you playing against older people. Because most people that play against older people feel that pressure because they think, oh, they older than me, they want to beat me and stuff like that. So I think it's real good about what you just said, and I think a lot of kids need to hear that. So that's great. That's great. So what's one big moment you still think about a lot?
For me, that I always think about is like trying out for the USA team. I've been there twice. Mostly like that's always what I think about, like, even through the good stuff and bad stuff, that's mainly, everything not everything, but, like, a big thing that I really work for, and kinda like what you were saying about, like, even though it's a lot of pressure, like, I trust my training, and I feel like when the time comes, my time is gonna happen.
And we must be on the same brain waves because for
Yep.
you to say that, like out of all the athletes I have ever interviewed, you're the first person to say, even though with all the pressure. Now, parents, listen to this. She
Mhm.
said, even though with all the pressure, I trust my training. Come on now. Come on. My God. Love it. Love it. So why does that one like stays with you? Why does that stay with you?
Mostly that one stays with me the most is because of the adversity I have to face about not making it, and it's gonna happen. But mostly like about just like thinking about my goals and how I can accomplish it, and then it may
Hmm.
come at a different time, and that's still like okay for me. But it's always
Hmm.
step my game because when the time comes, I want to be always prepared.
Oh my! I'm so glad I got you, and you're my first guest because everything you saying aligns with everything that I'll try to talk about and installing
Yeah.
young athletes. So I am so glad that I got you as my first guest for my third season. When you're going, into big games, what does pressure feel like for you? Like when you're going into big games?
Mostly like pressure is always a thing. Like you don't want it to like impact me too much. So I try not to like impact me too much. I try to be like put in my mind that like I'm gonna make this game better for everybody else, like, to go make a play or something, so we don't have
Mm,
to feel, like, pressure, like, because we know that we got this. So, like, I was spinning, like, "Alright." time to go like score or something like that, and then eventually make it into reality.
Okay. So do you feel like it's more your mind or your body?
I feel like it's more my mindset before doing everything else, because I feel like my body can't really act on my mind. So if I'm putting it into my body, like, oh, we're gonna lose, then my body's perform like we're gonna lose, but I put it into my mind, we're gonna win. I feel like I want to perform like we're ready to win.
All right. So with you know how to handle all this, two questions. So what helps you settle in, and how do you lock back in if something goes wrong, like if you make a mistake or anything?
Mostly to help me settle in is mostly just like thinking about the positives and for me to go do that. And like for mistakes for me, it's always just like sometimes like at golf or playing something, just think about it and think about what I've done wrong and know like the next time I have to do that, what I have to do better and to go out and know what the situation that my team is in now and what I can do to help us, succeed really. But I'm always a person who tries to like watch it over and like see what I'm doing wrong to try to figure out what to do better and like what I thought was wrong.
Oh my God. Love it, love it, love it, love it. So when things don't go your way, right? If things don't go your way in the game, what's usually the hardest part? Is it not overthinking, not getting frustrated, resetting fast? Like what have those moments taught you?
Mostly for me, the biggest part is just trying to like not think about it a lot because like I don't want to like have negative thoughts for that long. And
Mhm.
mostly hear my dad tell me that I messed up. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes. We do that sometimes. So tell me one thing you do when you get frustrated to get you back in. Like and it like because that's very important. So what's one thing that you do when things get hard for you? Again, when things don't go your way, like do you have a routine that you do to get you um back into the game real quick?
Mostly kind of like what I said. Like if I mess up pretty bad, usually I just go off for a second and then just like calm down, like take a few deep breaths, then just stay in a little bit, and then mostly by the time I go back in, I'm usually focused and locked back in.
All right. So when you're in the game, right? What position you play in the football game, or even
Um,
or even
I
basketball?
For football, I play wide receiver and DB. I can really think about. And for basketball, I'm usually in the post, so like the four.
All right. So you're the four in basketball. Somebody pass you the ball goes through your fingers. Like what are you thinking at that moment?
Well, mostly for me, it's trying to take accountability. So I tell my teammate, like, that's my bad. And then mostly just like going on to the next play, getting back on defense to try to, steal it from them or like do something to help my team to get back from my mistake.
Exactly. Thank you. That's what I wanted to hear. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I wanted next play mentality. Hey, that's my bad. Y'all got you next time. Hey,
Yep.
that next play mentality. Now, I got to teach for a second. So, parents, catch this, parents, and really listen. Sometimes what looks like attitude is really an athlete who never learned how to reset under pressure. This is not her. She knows how to reset under pressure. This is where you want your athletes to be at, to be able to say next play after each mistake. Her training reveals pressure the other way around. So, good job. Now, listen, stick with us because we're going to hit the fun fire round later, and that's where you're really going to get to see the other side of Jasmine. So, don't go nowhere. Stick around. All right, Jazz, listen. You already talked about, you already had some big moments. You had what? MVP, played in some big events, rankings, uh, varsity, football, young. Um, what's been the coolest part of the journey so far?
Mostly the coolest part. A lot of the states I've been to traveling across country, I've been for football. So like I've been
Yeah.
able to see like a lot of different places that I don't think I would have saw without football. So definitely like traveling around and meeting new people from different places. I connect with a lot of people from West Coast, from the Midwest, from where I'm from, the South. So like a lot of meeting new people has been great for me and seeing like how flag football is in different areas. Like if you compare the Northeast and the West Coast, kind of two different styles, but it's still football. So and meeting new people along the way too.
Okay. So which moment meant the most to you? Like what felt the most real and what made you the proudest?
Like again, like talking about this, probably like the me going to Team USA trials 2 years in a row because that's like there was 40 of the best girls, from all different areas. Like there was like some from New York, Florida, Cali, Texas, like everywhere. So seeing like playing against different people that I didn't probably wouldn't even known of without going there. And no matter what, I was just competing against the best from everybody because everybody's gonna go out there and try to compete to be the best. But competing against everybody from different places has always been good to feel out the different levels of competition and see where I stand.
Mm, love it. So when people start calling you one of the top players, what does that do for you?
I always appreciate when people say that to me. I try to stay humble about it too because there's always more that I can do to be better. But I'm proud that my hard work is going. I know it is.
Okay. Does it motivate you more? Does it add more pressure to you? How do you stay grounded like that through all that?
Mostly for me, it's just probably just trying to be better because I always know that there's always gonna be some people out there who's better than me, and like
Mhm.
that's still okay. But trying to get to their level is motivating me to push to be better in any way that I can.
Love it. All right, so let's talk about some because everything is fun and
Right.
glory in sports, but it's always some setbacks, right? Always some setbacks. So one thing I respect is that you mentioned not making the USA trials team too, right? So why was that important for you to include?
Mostly because like it was mostly important for me to include because one, it was like a big factor to me,
Mhm.
and two, like coming to become trying to become one of the top players. Like if you don't ever face adversity, like you can't really go through life without that because at some point you are. So mostly for me, it's like working to the top is also good, but like you definitely need setbacks to like reset and figure out what you need to do right. So I feel like can't really just talk about all the good stuff. You gotta talk about stuff that, has made me go back and reset, try to work towards a new goal.
Oh, love it. So what do those moments or what did those moments teach you? Um, how hard was it for you?
It was obviously very hard for me, especially doing it 2 years in a row. For me, it was kind of like, I'm trying to think. Like, the most the lessons taught me is that, I always, like, in facing what I did wrong is good and always like to work on it the next year, try to come back and, earn a spot back because it's a new selection every year. So I think eventually the time will come.
Good. I'm glad that you're not giving up. I'm glad that you're going to go back again and again. So, important question I'm gonna ask you. So you went twice. How would it make you feel if you go back a third time and don't make it? Are you going to go back a fourth time or a fifth time?
Most likely, yeah, because, for me, it's like, there's always like, I feel like I did better than I had before. Like the first year was to me was kind of a little bit new. The second year I got there was also I got for specific reasons. But I feel like for the second time I had done better than I did the first time. And I feel like God's timing is never wrong. So if I'm obviously getting invited to come back again and again, I'm gonna keep going back.
Good. I like it. Now, my lesson to you. Listen, parents, look, catch this one too, parents. Real confidence is not built only in wins. And Jazzy proves a lot of it gets built when things don't go your kid's way and they keep on showing up anyway. And Jazzy is the perfect example of that kid that keeps showing up no matter what she goes through. You hear adversity don't matter. She's still going through it. Appreciate that, Jazz. Appreciate that.
Yeah, of
All
course.
right, so outside of football, who
Mhm.
is Jasmine? Like,
Uh,
what do you like doing off the field? What do you enjoy?
I feel like mostly like off the field, I'm definitely like a person, like, I don't know, I'm always a person who, like, plans ahead. Like, if there's something that's going on, I wanna plan for next week. Like, I'm always a person who always, like, wants to know, like, I don't know, people always tell me that, like, I'm always planning for ahead, like, I'm always, like, prepared.
Mhm.
I'm very outgoing, so people always tell me that I'm outgoing, I'm funny, stuff like that. I like, sometimes I like being around a big crowd, sometimes I like being around, like, 3 to 4 people, but a lot of stuff I like doing, I like to shop, I really like to spend money. I like to do Legos. I do a lot of Legos, actually.
You like pink.
Yes, I love pink. Love, love, love pink.
Alright. So, what would your teammates say about you?
My teammates, they probably refer to me as, like, a very, like, unserious and serious person at the same time. Like, there's
Mm,
moments where I'll, like, joke around with them, there's moments of, like, "Alright, lock it." Definitely, like, outgoing, like I said. I always love to talk to people, hang out with people. Probably, like, a determined person, I think they'd describe me as, because, like, no matter what, like, I'm always trying, to go back, get back.
gosh. So, what do you want people to say about you, as a person?
I just hope that people think I'm a good person, to be honest. Like, I try my best,
Love it.
even I got good and bad days outside of football, different things, but, I always try to just be good to my friends because my people are always good to me, so I
Oh,
always
I
try to do.
love it. I love it. I love it, girl. You don't sound like no 13-year-old to me. All right, so if you were a younger athlete, oh, my bad, not if you were, but if a younger athlete is watching you
Mhm.
and wants to do something big too, so what would you tell that young athlete?
Always to work hard, to be honest. Like, you can't really get nothing to the top without working for something. Nothing gets rewarded to you, so always work hard because, when you expect at least something's gonna come for you.
So you tell them to work hard. What would you tell them about setbacks?
Mostly for setbacks is that, like when one door closes, another one will always open. So when something happens to set you back, you just go back, reset, and work harder for something else that comes. Because you never just want to train for one thing. You just want to train to be great.
Okay, okay. I like it. I like it. Hey, that was great. That was great. But hey, people, listen, listen. Guess what's about to happen? We're about to go into our fun fire round. And let's start seeing the other side. So, Jasmine, this is how this works, right? So, all right, you pick one: football score or basketball score. Which one?
A football score.
All right, football score. So we down. Hold on, let me see. We down 14. We
Okay.
down 14 points, right? So each one of your questions is worth 2 points. If I like your answer, I'm going to give you the 2 points.
Okay.
If I
27
don't like
points.
If I don't like your answer, then I'm not going to give you anything.
Okay.
if I like it a little bit, I'll give you 1 point. Okay?
Right. Okay.
Now, listen, this is first thing to come to your mind.
All right.
Okay? It's called a fun fire round, so let's get it. All right. Favorite football memory so far?
Really winning the Saquon Barkley MVP camp. When I went, I was the only girl and I won the MVP of the camp.
Woo! Okay. So that's 2 points. Saquon
Okay.
Barkley camp. Okay, one MVP and was the only girl. Go ahead. All right. Please don't say this person. Pre-game song or artist right now. Oh, hold on. You got 2 points. So, okay, we down by 5. So,
anything Drake, mostly. Is that who you didn't want?
oh my God.
I love Drake. Mostly like anything Drake. It's
Hold
not
on.
my fault. My dad's fault. That's what he plays in the car. So.
All right, hold on. So what did I say? We was down by 14? I said we was down by 14. All right,
Yeah.
2 points. We down. Sorry, audience. I thought we was down by 7, but she just lost 2 points. We still down by 14.
So that's 0 points.
Yeah, we back because you said Drake. All right,
Okay.
all right. I'm gonna give you a chance. The
All
new
right.
Drake, or the old Drake?
Oh, the old Drake.
All right. So I'm gonna give you 1 point.
Okay. Thank you.
So all right, let's see. So we All right, we only down 11 points, so I'm gonna give you 2 points back at 1 point since you said the old Drake.
All right.
Because I was about to call Kendrick Lamar on you for that.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
All right, so one word your teammates would use for you.
Crazy.
Crazy?
Like in a good way though, not in a bad way, like a good way.
Okay, all right, so that's 2 more points. Okay, so we're down 9. Something people would be surprised to know about you.
I don't know. Probably like that I build Legos maybe because people don't really know that about me.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I think it's cool. I used to love Legos when I was young, when I was little.
I still don't wake up to my own alarm. Like my parents still wake me up.
What?
Yeah, I don't do alarm.
How does that happen? Like, do they throw water on you?
They like push me and be like, "It's time to get up," and I'm just like.
Shoot, when I ain't get up, my mother just throw water on us. Get your tail up,
baby,
all wet.
They don't trust me with arms. I wouldn't trust theirs. Yeah.
All right, so I give you 2 more points for that. So we'll be down 7 now. Okay, we got 3 more questions left. You gotta get a 3 somewhere. We gotta kick a field goal for this one.
Right.
So one athlete you want to train with for a day. If you say the right athlete, then I'll give you 3 points. So if you say the wrong athlete, you might.
Like NFL athlete?
NFL athlete, college football athlete. Let's go NFL athlete.
All right, I kind of got 2. I got one that's on the women's USA team, one that's on NFL teams.
Okay.
From the USA team, probably Izzy Drosny. She's on the USA team for women's. I would love to train with her.
Yeah.
Let me think. NFL-wise, probably Justin Jefferson because I like his routes. I want to learn how he runs his route.
You lucky I like Jefferson, girl. All right, so I'm gonna give you 3 points for that. So now what I say, we down 7, so we down 4 points. All right, that's 2 questions. Favorite thing to do when you're not playing?
Probably eat or sleep, to be honest. That's like my routine. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so last question. One goal you have for yourself this year?
Well, in July, me and my team's going to NFL Flag Nationals, and I want to win that with my team because I feel like this year, I love all my teams, but I feel like this year, I feel like we all work towards it, but we'll see how it goes. So we already qualified to go, so I feel like a big goal for me this year, and I think for my team too.
I think y'all gonna win it.
Yeah.
All right, y'all, that's the end of the fun fire round. Great job, Jazz. Great job. Was that fun?
Thank you. Yeah, it was really fun.
All right. So, I got to ask you my signature question before we go. Mm-hmm. One of the reasons why I asked this question is because I built this platform for underdogs. And because I'm tired of hearing parents and adults talk about sports. I want to hear what the kids got to say. So that's why I created this platform. And I always ask them this question that's very dear to me. And even if you don't feel like it, what does being an underdog mean to you, and how do you carry that with you every day, both on and off the court, off the field or the court?
See, like being an underdog to me means like not being like overshadowed people, but like you like always like ball out whenever you're on the field, and like it doesn't like go unnoticed. That doesn't go unnoticed. Like mostly, like people can post a lot about specific people on social media. But, like, there's always people who you don't really know of that could be, a baller and stuff like that. And mostly, for me, like, being underdog would be motivation to me. Like, because when I go against those people that do get, a lot of looks on social media, like, I want to prove to you that I'm the same level as you and get a highlight on you. That's kind of like what it's like to me.
Okay. Love it. I love it. Thanks, Jasmine. Look, Jasmine, I really appreciate you coming on. This was a real conversation about your journey behind all the highlights, the growth, the pressure, the setbacks, and the work. And I loved it. The conversation was, I ain't gonna say surprising because, I talked to your father. I ain't gonna say surprising, but for a 13-year-old, great conversation.
Thank you.
I like No problem. And I like everything you said about how you handle pressure and setbacks. That's exactly how it should be. And that's one thing I'm trying to help athletes to do. So, if everybody out there, if this episode spoke to you, share it with somebody who you think needs it. And parents, if this episode made you think about your own athlete, especially how they handle pressure, frustration, or setbacks, I got 2 ways to help you. If you want a strong place to start, check out my Doghouse community. If your athletes need more personal support, look at my one-on-one coaching. The link is going to be in the description below. This has been the Underdog's Voice podcast. I'm Coach Q with my girl Jazzy. And guess what? We're out.
Thank you. Bye.